The UK government just released data that shows that more people are leaving the UK than they are entering. So we're going to break down why this has happened and is still happening, what this means for migrants like you and I, why people might still leave the UK unfortunately, and what this means for the future. So stay tuned. Let's go straight into the details of this update. My name is Tochi. Welcome to my channel. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up as you're watching so YouTube can recommend it to more people. Kindly share it to everyone that needs to hear this, and to all my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. You're welcome back to today's video. If you're yet to subscribe, please click on the subscribe button right now. It's free and it's very easy. So look at this here. Net migration to the UK has fallen by more than 2/3 to 204,000 in a single year, the lowest annual figure since 2021, according to the latest official statistics. So there's been a 69% drop from 649,000 in the number of people immigrating minus the number of people emigrating in the year to June 2025. So that is net migration. So this is a massive drop. Almost 70% drop from last year. Now, this simply means that less people are coming into the UK, more people are leaving, and then the type of migrants that are entering the UK have changed, right? We're going to go into all of that as we progress in the video. So if you remember, right, when the UK started raising alarm about net migration and the number of people entering the UK and everything, it peaked at over 900,000 people. In fact, look at it here. It says that net migration peaked at a record 944,000 in the year to March 2023 due to a surge of foreign workers encouraged to come to the UK by Boris Johnson's government. I'm actually happy that they used the word encouraged, because sometimes it just feels like people came into the UK on their own. People came into the UK because they were encouraged to come, right? They were asked to come and fill shortages in the sector, in the health sector, basically, got those jobs, applied for visas, and were granted entry by the Home Office to come into the UK to work, right? So the UK didn't really like the number of people that responded. I guess they didn't expect the number of people to respond to that extent. But yeah, it is what it is. People came in to work with their families, and eventually the government figured that no, we have lots of people coming into the UK, so we need to do something about it. And that was when they started to put things in place, started putting restrictions, you know, started just bringing up rules to make things tighter and harder. And then it started falling and falling and falling since then. So this report shows that this is the lowest that it has gone since 2021. And I think they're actually happy about it, because this is what the government wanted in the first place. So just under 900,000 people immigrated to the UK between July 2024 and June 2025. So guys, just follow this closely. Pay attention to this, right? I'm going to point out something after here. Down more than 400,000 people on the year before. At the same time, 693,000 people emigrated from the UK, up by 43,000 on the previous year. You can see the numbers. Almost 900,000 people came into the UK, but guess what? 690,000 people left. And guys, before I continue, I want to tell you all about LemFi. For those who don't know, if you haven't downloaded LemFi, I don't know why, it allows you to send money to Africa from Europe, any part of Europe, Canada, UK, America. You can send money to your loved ones to prepare for Christmas. And even you, if you're planning to go back home this Christmas or for any event or at any time, you can use your LemFi app while you are in Nigeria, okay? You can change pounds to naira, naira to pounds, and you know, use it for all your financial transactions while you are in Nigeria. You don't have to worry so much about money, financial transactions, payments, anything. Your LemFi app got you covered, okay? All you have to do is just make sure you download and sign up on the LemFi app in the UK before you travel, so you can use it to send money to Nigeria while you're in the UK, and even when in Nigeria, you can use it for all your financial transactions, okay? And if you've not downloaded the app, use my code Tochi to get a discount. It gets interesting to also know that even British people are leaving the UK in large numbers. So generally, people are leaving the UK more than people are coming into the UK. So it's not just migrants or people on visas that are coming in. Even people that are from here, people born here, are leaving. They're saying, I've had enough, and they are all leaving the UK. And the effect of all of this is that the number of asylum seekers also increased, okay? It shows here that long-term immigration of asylum seekers was 96,000 in the year ending June 2025, making up 11% of all immigration, double the 5% share in 2019. So I guess this is one of the effects of all of this. It shows that number of asylum seekers are really increasing. It went up by 11%. Now, why do you think this is happening? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, let's have a conversation. Let's discuss this as people that all of these things, these rules, these changes are affecting, because almost every day and every week, every month, UK government just comes up with one thing or the other that brings the numbers down. And the truth is, I don't think it's ever going to end, because as this is happening now, they are happy. It shows that all the rules and measures they are putting in place is actually working. So it will make them even do more, right? As we can see, that is already happening. So I'm afraid it might not end anytime soon. Why? I'm sure some of us know why all of these things are happening. Firstly, the most important one is that tighter immigration rules. Immigration rules became stricter. You know, it just became difficult to meet certain criteria, certain visa conditions, and all of that. A lot of locals were really complaining about the number of migrants, right? Especially illegal migrants. Okay, and the interesting thing, guys, is that the number of people coming in by boat is also increasing. The number of people coming in legally, the numbers are dropping, as we can see, but the number of people coming in by boats, guys, is increasing. So can you see that legal migrants might not really be the problem? And another thing is, I feel like the cost of living now is very expensive. That's what most British people that have left the UK are saying, okay? That is becoming unbearable. Things are ridiculously expensive and everything, right? And then the constant changes in immigration rules, and this is for migrants now, the constant unfavorable changes. People are not able to meet the conditions. People are not able to bring in families, and visa rules are changing every day. It's becoming more restrictive and so many restrictions, and this has affected some people that were here. The changes they put in place, they didn't favor most people and they had to leave. And then some other people left because they felt they got better offers somewhere, maybe job offers or better opportunities elsewhere, and they had to leave. Some people are still considering leaving because, guys, we know what's up now. So the government has even proposed some unfair policies that they're even considering, you know, that might as well make more people to leave. So people leaving the UK, I don't think it's going to end now. And that is how life is. You go into somewhere, you want to settle there, and somehow you just figure that, oh, things are not favoring you, things are not going the way you planned. You just move to somewhere else, and you know, that is life. Okay, so it's always good to understand what's going on wherever you are, and it will help you make well-informed decisions. Okay, I'm only a messenger. I will only come to tell you guys what's going on, what's up, just so you know. If it's good news, I'll be the first to share, but when it's not, I'll also share, just so that we all stay informed. So you see that even though fewer people are coming via work and study, asylum application is going up. Why is this happening? Legally, these rules doesn't favor much people anymore, and some people are desperate. They desperately want to stay back in the UK. It's global instability, and then the UK reputation. People just feel safer being in the UK. Obviously, closing other immigration routes or making it harder for people to stay back in the UK or get jobs in the UK legally. And we all know that when that pathway closes or it becomes harder, people start looking for alternative routes. People start looking for other options and seeking for asylum seems like the easiest option available. It seems like, oh, the only option that makes sense right now. So you see people gravitating towards that route. And that is why, and that is one of the reasons why asylum application is going up. The UK government is frowning at this. Like, when you hear the Home Secretary talking about this, like, she's so angry. Like, why is the numbers increasing? But I'm sure we all know why, or one of the reasons why this is happening. People are looking for options. People are looking for safer alternatives. Like I said, separate figures published by the Home Office show the number of asylum seekers being housed in hotels has risen. A total of 36,273 people claiming asylum were living in hotels at the end of September, up 13% on the figure in June. So there is anger over the use of local hotels by people seeking asylum, led by protests this summer, and there's just been a lot of conversations around that, and people are obviously not happy with what's going on. Even the government is putting everything in place, putting measures in place to make sure that this goes down. So while they are also putting measures in place to make sure that legal migration comes down, they're also putting measures in place to make sure illegal migration comes down as well. So yeah, see, 111,000 people claimed asylum in the year ending September 2025, just below the figure of 111,084 for the year ending June 2025. So Shabana Mahmood, the Home Secretary, said net migration is at its lowest level in half a decade and has fallen by more than 2/3 under this government. But we are going further because the pace and scale of migration has placed immense pressure on local communities. You see what I just said? That because they have seen that this is working, they're going to do more. They're not stopping. Just like when you're working and seeing the results of the efforts you're putting, you want to work harder, right? So that you will see more results. That's exactly what's going on here. You see why the government is celebrating this drop, because, every party, both Labour, Conservative, everybody's talking about reducing migration, right? So they all want to see the numbers drop. Yes, it could be more political than economical, because it could feel like, okay, it is a party that brought down the numbers the more, or that brought down more numbers, or something like that, right? But whether politics or not, it is what it is. It is happening, and it is affecting people, but the government doesn't really care, because that's exactly what they want. And they can probably beat their chest and say, we brought down net migration by 69%, okay? We're restoring the system. You know how they say it? We're restoring immigration, our borders. That's how they always say it. So they can proudly always say that net migration came down under their government, under their administration. So they are restoring immigration system, and their policies are working, So you see, that's the goal. It's a political win, even though it might create long-term challenge and something like that. But for now, they don't really care about what the future holds, or what is going to be in future, who's going to affect, who's not going to affect. What matters is now, like, what are the numbers saying now? So yeah, people have left, people are leaving, and unfortunately people will continue to leave, right? And also, obviously, this might likely impact the labor market, because we can see in the past or recently that a lot of sectors are complaining and crying out and everything. But like I said, I don't think the government is just looking at all that. I think they are more focused on now, like, what do we do now to solve this problem now? The future will think about itself, so maybe in future they can decide on what to do for at that time, when they get there. But for now, this is their goal, and I think their plan is working, and they're seeing the results of all the strict measures and everything they are putting in place. I'm sure they are proud of what they have done so far, because according to the reports, this is the lowest that it has been since 2021. Right? So yeah, that is it for today's video. I just thought to share with you guys to let you guys know what's going on. So feel free to let me know what you think about this in the comment section, right? Have you thought about leaving the UK? Are you considering it? What do you think is the future of migration or migrants, legal migrants in the UK? So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.